Well, truck is up on the lift. And I am hoping we finish this bugger off this round. That is my goal. We got some tools and we got to go dig around the yard. I only have 2 muffler clamps, and under here, the hangers we trying to recycle, they kind of busted on us, so got to replace both of those. And we're going to add another hanger. Like, I don't know, it's just because the way it hangs off the headers, I don't know that they would do a lot here. But we'll go find some, we'll cut some off, put 2 here, possibly 2 more at the very, very back. I guess that is a long hang for the pipe to go, so we'll do something in the back. And what else? I think that's all we got to do down here. Oh, I got to find and figure out the speedometer cable yet. We got to do that. I have one here, but I don't know if it's long enough. So I'm going to go over to this Pontiac. I need the cluster out of it, and I got to go find a wiper motor and then or a wiper switch. Once I figure that out, then we can probably come back, button up the dash and stuff. Hopefully with a speedo cable. That would be nice. And that would conclude all of our gauges working. I do have to fix that leak on the motor, but whatever. That's just some Teflon and then screw everything back together. And then, well, I guess we pull the seat out. We're going to upholster that. I think I'm going to keep it pretty simple, just the similar design with some piping around the seat. We'll just pleat the whole thing. I don't think I'll do anything weird or fancy. It is a weird seat that if I do any patterns, well, the way I'm going to do it, you'll see, but I'm basically going to almost make like a slip cover, so it'll be pretty thick in the hopes that the pattern on the bottom doesn't actually start to show through. That's my thought. What else we got? That and uncarpet. And then I think we're good to go. Take it for a burn. See how she goes. All right. Well, first things first, we're going to go hunt around the yard and go gather some parts. Do a little bit of scavenging. All right. Hidden in there is a parts, which I think is like a 49 Pontiac. Hopefully it's not too windy and you folks can hear me here. Anyways, I'm going to go digging through here. Oh, this is good snow. Rider might need some hood parts. Oh, a digging away we go here. Oh. All right. You can see that's similar to mine. Not so nice, but very similar. So, hopefully something works. Maybe not. Okay. Anyways, the plan is I'm gonna go reach underneath there. I gotta pull that stuff out. All right, I gotta get in there because I need. They're not very nice looking, but it's pretty much all I got. See how those other ones don't work unless I take them apart to see. But our amp and our fuel gauge is all we're looking for. So hopefully I can take it apart. Maybe reuse the faces, because the other ones, the one I have in the truck is super nice, and the faces, I don't know if somebody refurbished the faces of it or what, but, and I'm going to see if I can kind of steal the throttle cable out of here, or speedometer cable. That might be a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. We have fairly easy access, so we should be able to get at it. Oh yeah, it's right there. The question will be, is it going to be long enough? I'm going to start digging that out. Oh, even though I have that gauge in there, look how nice that is. Golly, I like that. Okay, enough distractions. Let's get this stuff out. Well, the speedo cable was no good, and we had to take a different approach. It was not cooperating, so we kind of just did what we needed. Essentially, I need this parameter, and the fact I see that these needles are moving just tells me that there's a good chance that it's working, so that's good. Now I gotta go and hunt over on that side for parts, and in case things don't cooperate yet again, we're gonna bring some tried and tested friends that work really well. Alrighty. So right there we got, I think, a 58 and a 59 Buick front end. One has some decent glass. Some cool dash parts, so that's why they're hanging out. Anyways, this one I noticed it had a kind of a cool wiper switch thing. I'm just hoping it's not vacuum. I don't know. I gotta go dig into it and I'm gonna pull it out and see. This one, it's more, I don't even know where it is. I don't see it, so it's probably more in the dash part. So this one's more favorable. It kind of has a cooler wheel, but I dig it. Anyways, I'm going to try to see if I can get this out or see what's going on with that thing. Looks electric. I just need to get it away so I can pull it out. Anyways, I'm gonna keep doing my thing here and I'll bring you guys back once I figure out how to get this thing out. There's many things that are in the way right now. Well, I got everything out. Well, what I could. You could see here, this one at least there's some spring. It kind of, you know, I'm imagining it works. It's the only one I got, so I'll take advantage that it works. But you can see how this one just looks so cherry. So not too concerned about the needles, but what I might do is see if I can pull the face off. There's no way I'm going to be able to paint this and get that to match like that. So, and there's no way I'm going to get those little rivets out that I can pop those in place without wrecking something. So, I'll experiment on here, see if I can cut them off fairly easy. I don't have pop rivets, so my goal here is to maybe get the faces off and just glue them on. The needles I can deal with, they're white, that's close enough. Doesn't have the little bit of red on them, but I'm not too concerned about that. And there's enough space. That one I can probably pop away a wee bit more, and then we should be able to just tuck this on top, just glue it on top of itself, I'm hoping. Anyways, here's the trying. And over on this front, I got the wiper out, but it's only a 2-wire, and the one I put in there I think is like a modern wiper motor from a car, so this isn't gonna work. That's the unfortunate part. I'm gonna try to repurpose the face of this thing and the control knob because it does look really cool. But time will tell if I can or can't use it anyways. But I'll have to get one of those really spendy, stupid wiper aftermarket switches. I don't know why. I remember always buying them on Amazon, and or Speedway. They're not too bad, but anything I order from Speedway is like double the price, which is still cheaper, I guess, than things I can buy on Amazon. I think those switches start at $50, $60. Like, how does that make sense? And then they're like $14 or $16 on Speedway. So how does that make sense? But I'm gonna order up one, and well, I guess I have to sit and wait on that before I can do anything. I did get a Hit Princess, so I got a bunch of bulbs. I did buy some LED ones, but they're probably gonna be too bright, so I just got a bunch of bulbs so we can put those into the cluster after. I did run up my Speedo cable. Well, the one out of the car was no good, and I'm really hoping this one will be long enough that I can make it work. Again, we'll have to see when I get the stuff into the car here, or truck. So my plan is to put the wiper switch normally was on top, but I got rid of it, so I wanted to put it over here. Like, that was my plan. I think if I wired right now, it would work. It'd turn it on and off, but it wouldn't park. That'd be the problem. And because it's a modern car wiper that I put in there, it's got 2 speeds, so it'd be really nice to get, 2 speeds. In top of an intermittent, it's actually really cool too, but I don't have that option. Okie doke. Well, let's start cutting this apart and see if I can make this work. Well, now that worked out well, other than a big waste of time. When I took this apart and I looked at it, I guess the needles were bent and they were actually rubbing the face. I tested it and it's like, yeah, it bounced up and it's like working. Not sure about that one, but I don't really care that the amp gauge works. So that's super cool. All right then. So you know what that means, eh? We just put it back in and forget about it. So we're going to put it back in. We're going to wire up the lights and see if my speedo cable can actually reach the other cluster then. And we will put this on the shelf for whatever the heck, if we need it for something. Well, I got a few hours into this and I don't really have anything to show for it. I do, I got stuff done. You just can't tell. Anyways, we got the gauges are in. What did we all do? Like we got the dash lights. They work. They're in. I realized I only had a high... Oh, where is it here? I only had a high low beam button. There's another little one on this side, but that was it. So I kind of wanted to leave my lights separate. So what I did is I just drilled and put in little blinkers underneath there. So we have those out of the way. So that's done. I ended up using this wiper switch, but I'm going to need to get some diodes because I do have it all wired and the 2 speeds work, but for some reason the relays are feeding back into the switch, which maybe is what it's supposed to do. This is like, I guess, like a GM style where it just does grounds. Anyways, I have a single speed right now, so I mean, at least that works, so at least it's something. And it usually does whatever, it's 3 passes and then it parks. So, whatever. I'm happy with that. So that's okay. Eventually what I want to do, and I think it's a diode is what I want to put in here because what happened is it's back feeding power to the switch, and then if I put the high speed on, it just gets stuck in a loop and then it doesn't stop. So if I put 2 diodes on, that only lets my ground, because the switch will be ground, and it acts to run the relays. So basically I have my wiper switch power going into the relay, feeding the power side of the relay, and then when I do this, it grounds the one relay or the other one. One relay runs one speed, the second relay runs the second speed. So I'm just going to mount this off to the side, and then when I get some diodes, I think this thing here, but I need 2 of them. It's kind of weird. I think I found one of these in a car somewhere, and it's like for a one-way circuit. It's like a diode, a mini diode, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little arrow with a line on it, so it kind of says the current goes that way, but the current can't come back. So that's what we need on that switch. But I only have this. I've always seen them. They're usually just a round barrel with 2 wires on it, but yeah. We'll order some of those. Then I can have 2-speed wipers. That'll be nice. So yeah, it's probably as far as I will get tonight. We have this. I'm going to mount this out of the way. It's a lot of stuff you guys can't see because I'm kind of shuffling around in here, and it's electrical. It's not that much fun. Well, I don't mind it, but it's not too much fun to watch. Let's put it that way. Anyways, I'm going to get this cleaned out. We're going to have to get this seat out so I can kind of figure out how I'm going to pattern it. I feel what I'm going to do is like it's going to be similar to this. Well, it'll probably be all the way to the top. It's just going to be pleats all the way down, all the way across, except for here. I'm going to have a piece of piping. It's going to come here and something along this edge, I guess, similar to that. And I think, I don't know, maybe I will come down a little. I don't know. It kind of looks nicer. I don't know if I want a perimeter like that. I'm almost thinking I just want it really simple, and we're just going to come around this edge. That'll be one. There'll be a piping up here and across the top. Don't really care about the back because that can just be sliced over. That's almost like a slip cover. I don't know if I'll get to the point where it'll be and then packed in, just because I think I want to order some seat heaters. So, you know, if we're going all out, when we have some colder weather or do something, we can at least warm our tushes while we go for a ride. So we might just make some slip covers for now, and then we're gonna get the frames out, get that bolted, and I guess get that sound deadening in here, and start doing some carpet, like some insulation, some heat barrier stuff, whatever that is. I don't know. We got a few things to do, but shouldn't take too long. Anyways, that part is done, the wipers, and like I say, I'm going to button that up a little bit. They work. They're not 100% the way I want, but they work. I'd almost like to have a slow speed and an intermittent, because that'd be really nice. I have that in the International, but I don't really know how to wire that. I had found a little intermittent box, and you can kind of dial it however you want it. So you put it on the low speed, and it would just work nonstop, or you kind of slow it down, and it can do it every 5, 10, 15, like 30 seconds, every minute, whatever it is. Which is pretty cool, but I don't got. All right, I'm babbling because I'm putting off doing my wiring. All right, let's finish that up. Well, that may not look like it, but let's see if I get some more light here. Look at that. That is probably the best fitting carpet I've ever done. For the AC, I still got to do the vents. So we got to make the drains for that yet. But we got that in, we got that, we got our gauges working. We're getting there. We are getting there. Not too worried behind the seat. We did the underlay. That's in the back. You're not going to see it, so there's not much point beyond that. I am happy with that. I've never sewn carpet. I don't think I have anyways. So what I did, and you can't tell, but anyways, we had our one layer, we went that way, then I laid another one up. I almost kind of wanted to go a little higher, but I mean, it is what it is. I kind of ran it and then I just cut it to the profile around the hump. And I don't have, there's a little bit of bunchingness here, but it's not as bad as, you know, I've had, looks like you have a pillow socked underneath the bench, so, or under the dash and stuff. So this one's pretty nice in comparison to that stuff I usually do. I gotta still make some kind of a trim piece or something to hold the carpet down here. Thinking I'm gonna do it out of aluminum or something. We'll do something there. Anyways, I think that's about as far as I am getting tonight. Tomorrow's plan, I guess, we start upholstering the seat. Yeah, fun. I should take the frame apart and paint that, but... So I'm gonna separate the seat from the bottom, and then I think we'll take some of this apart to get our patterns. But I don't know, just because of my stupid hog ring plier is not going to be in till next week. I'm not sure how I'm going about this. I wish I had a different seat that didn't have the armrest in it. That's kind of a bummer. I'm not going to use the armrest, so it's just going to be a part of the seat, but would have been nice if it wasn't in there. I guess the way I'm going to make it is like, it essentially is just going to be a slip cover. That's my thought. So I'll slip over this one. And then in case I can find a better seat, like the one without the armrest, then I will be able to take this off really quick and then kind of put it on. I think we'll probably come around somehow. Somehow it'll come down and it'll have to get hog ringed, I guess, but I'm not too concerned. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out tomorrow. I'm not too savvy on the bench seats, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, I don't think I did too bad for tonight, so until tomorrow. Well, I got my mirrors. I'm a little mixed. I mean, I like the style. I just kind of feel the mirror portion's a little too big, but I don't really have anything else, so I guess I'm just gonna go with it for now. I don't know, these are just some knockoff thing. I don't know if the 55 mirrors are smaller. I like the frame, I like that style. I just feel the mirror's kind of big for the body. Yeah, it's kind of hit and miss. I think if they were smaller it would look better, but then they're probably going to be useless. So, yeah, we'll measure these up. We'll basically screw some holes into the side here and we'll see what happens. We'll see how she goes. All right, yeah, let's do it. I'm just going to commit. Also at the same time, a pair of Tri-5 mirrors are like $120. Like, how does that make sense? I think I got these on Amazon for 40 bucks for the pair. I think the difference is the Tri-5 ones, they're probably not plastic or something. Like this is metal or stainless, but this is like plastic. We'll try it. Not a big deal. I'm pretty sure the holes and everything would be kind of same, so it's not going to hurt anything. And at least I'll have my mirrors on. Cool. All right. Well, let's let's mark it and drill some holes, I guess. Well, we got the whole seats, both top bottom, disassembled. Found some treasures. Don't know if there's anything on these. You have a bank stub there. Where's that one from? I don't even know where that is. We got some A&W coupons from 2010, so or Burger King. So two can dine. Man, the prices have gone up a little bit since then. Just a bit. Anyways, hopefully I'm going to try to redo this and this part doesn't screw me over. I was going to do a slip, and I still am, but I'm going to use the patterns from these seats to kind of loosey-goosey make the parts that I need. And I'll repurpose some of the other stuff because it's way in the bottom and nobody can see it, so I'll probably use these to do... Oh, would you see that? Where is this one? This is... Yeah, this is the front. So, no, I think we're pretty good. I don't have any of this stuff. Not that it matters, but I'll just trim it off, sew it on so I can hog ring this sucker all back together. The back is just a single piece. I don't care, but I'm going to need to use a pattern for that. I don't know that I will, if I'm going to, no, I'll just sew this. I'm going to focus on trying to get just a nice pipeline around the pleats, and that's about it. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Try to not go overboard on it. The bottom, I'm thinking I can get away with, whatever. We're going to do the same spiel. Do the piping, we're going to sew that together. That's going to tuck under the seat, won't see it, and then we'll pipe along the front, and then just have fillers that kind of wrap and do their thing. But we're going to cut this apart, and then we're going to use these as patterns to cut out our vinyl. You'll kind of see that shortly here. Anyways, like I said, I'm really hoping that this doesn't screw me over when I cover this up and that everything's going to poke through. It's very possible it will, but I am going to use that foam that's 1 inch thick, so I'm pretty sure it's going to hide anything. I guess some folks would put new foam on there, but I don't have, so we're just going to use what we got. Anyways, I guess I'm going to go upstairs and start cutting all this stuff apart. Folks, last night I got distracted and decided to work and cut out my sill plates and cut them over on the fast cut. And I was going to do them in aluminum or even stainless, I don't know, but I decided to do them there just with some 16 gauge. And, you know, we kind of did a little custom thing, did a little logo in there, did whatnot. And I don't know, I'm really happy the way it turned out. They're painted so they match my bumpers and they're pretty nice with the carpet. And this is what we came up with. I'm pretty happy with the turnout. I had to rethink this because I was going to cut two, then I realized the writing would have been backwards, so I had to do that all different. But at least now our carpet is all held down. That is good. I spent the rest of the evening actually just sewing up some what do they call that stuff now? the piping. So I guess the next step now is I'm going to start dismantling these so we can kind of build ourselves basically a cover, like a slip. I keep calling it a slip cover. It's essentially a seat cover. Just that I'm not going to focus too much on this. We're going to do a similar pattern, but we're going to pleat straight across and with a piping up on top. So I think I've said that numerous times, so it is what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna grab some foam and I have to calculate how much smaller everything's gonna get by the time I get to the other seat. We gotta make 2 runs of that, and then, well, I guess we put it together. We're pretty much there. All right, we are about a quarter of the way. We kind of used the patterns. We made the back panel and the front here. So this is similar to the way it was set up. That's on there. Did the similar stitching. I decided to go with the piping. We're going to do an insert. We'll see how well that works out. But next thing I'm doing now is I'm going to make that pleated filler for in here. And we'll try to sew it up to this edge. And with any luck, it's actually going to fit. Anyways, I got to cut a big pattern now to fit onto here. And then, well, we're going to foam, sew, do all the things. Anyways, guess we'll get started. well, this is fitting pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I'll have to do a little bit of finessing this corner, do a little pull and a stretch, but I think it's going to work out okay. I kind of left the bottom long, and then I added this piping, so I was going to use it just to do the staples, but I almost think I need to pull it up a bit so I can kind of get a little tighter pull. And then I have to add some to the back yet. Oops. Because on the back here we got to staple this, and I don't have any way to staple that to anything. So I'm going to add a little bit of piping onto here so I can come around. I think, well, somewhere. That or we're going to fasten them to each other, I don't know, but needless to say, we've got to add a little bit. I just threw the plastic in there so everything just slides over easier when we pull it over the vinyl here, or over the foam. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy. So I'm going to fix this up a little bit, and then we're going to hit the lower one. I'm basically going to do the same deal. We're going to dismantle this thing and try to recreate the panels. Luckily, all this pleating that I did before, I did both sides already, so I have that one and this one. So yeah, we're just about there. So anyways, I'm gonna go just start on the next panel. We're gonna blitz right through that thing, and then well, I guess we'll clean up, paint up the seat frame over there, and I don't know, throw it in the truck, and I think we're about ready to go for a burn. Well, it's not perfect, but it's, it'll work. Got a little bit of schputz I got to clean up there. I mean, at least the pipings or the the lines are straight to the bottom. That's kind of cool. It's got some wiggles and wrinkles and whatnot, but hey, overall, it'll do. It's I'm pretty happy with that, really. That's not a fun thing to actually upholster, and yeah, I got it. I'm only gonna get better, so that's the way I can look at it. Over here, I originally just scuffed and shot some paint on it, but then I realized this thing must have been armor-alled or something. It was all just fish-eyeing, so we just cooked it with the laser quick, cleaned everything off, gave it a spurts of paint. So I'm just waiting for that to dry, and then we're gonna reassemble it to the base, and then we can bolt the seat in. So that is pretty much where we are at. So pretty happy with that. The seat, like I say, overall, it worked, you know. It's not perfect, but honestly, it is pretty darn hard getting all these things right. At least I struggle with it. I think it didn't turn out too bad. It's better than the old blue seat, let's put it that way. Looks pretty, kind of fits. Anyways, I'm gonna go in, have some supper, and then, well, we'll get that thing back in there and do some finishing touches. I still have to do a tag light. So I ran here, I put my little button, my little release right there, which I need 2 hands for this. There we go. Anyways, we got this up. I got to tidy up some wiring into here. We have these little LED tag lights, so they're gonna go right on the bottom, but I have to wait till I get a license plate to do that. Well, I'm gonna wire it, but ideally you'd have a plate on it and then it works. So they're gonna go up. I don't know how I like that, but there are some, well, there's actually only one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do them from the bottom up. For some reason, I'm actually almost thinking this thing's backwards. Usually these are down and they lift, I think, on those caprices. Or do they go down? I don't remember. Anyways, we'll be back to finish up the little bit and see how the seat looks inside the truck. Well, folks, it has been a long day, but we got the seat all together. It's in. I actually built a cup holder. I fixed the exhaust. What else did I do? The speedo wasn't working. We got that going. I had to take the dash out again. Had the my temp gauge wasn't working right. I got that working. Our seat is mounted. Looks awesome. At least I think it looks awesome. What else we did? I cut a cup holder, realized I don't have one, and that's gonna be the first thing we'll be buying. So I didn't really show it, but I just cut this on the plasma cutter, kind of set up to run a large coffee from Timmy's will fit in there. So we got that and a little whatever, somewhere to hold some junk. So we got that going. I put my drains in for my AC. What did I say? I saved the speedo. We got that. Got my horn working, so we have, I think she's like ready to go for inspection. Just got to do the tag lights. That's the only thing left. So for that, all I did is I got the screw in studs with the light on it, so it's kind of holds the license plate and it's a light all at the same time. So I'll be setting those up in the back there. But I dig it. I think we are there. I think there's a few things left to do, but there's nothing major. I have a buddy drawing me up my badge that I want to make for the front, so I don't know if that'll get done for this round or not, but it might have to pop in and then we'll do it later. But anyways, I am super happy. We're just about to roll this thing out, and well, she won't have to come back in, that's for sure. I think I can proudly say I did every single piece on this truck pretty much. It's been a long project. I don't even remember when I started this. I have to consult with Esther. I don't even remember because it was in the old shop, and then it went to the little shop in between, and then, well, I actually finished it up in here, so look at that. Awesome. Anyways, I'm going to call it a night, and well, we'll bring you guys back when we go, probably go take her for a burn. Now it's perfectly sunny out.
So today's a pretty big day.
Well, we went for the first drive. Said we were going to do that. We've taken it. We went for a ride. We found a few of our flaws so far, which is
a little bit of a shakedown.
Yeah, nothing major. We've gone through the rain already. Wipers work good.
Yep.
We haven't been through like a huge downpour, so it's not wet inside. Like we never seen that part.
It was just spitting, yeah.
Other than that, everything's good. The problem we were having is the hood latch kept unlatching itself.
Yeah.
I put in a bigger spring and I put some more seals around it, so we'll see if that just makes everything better.
Yes.
What else we got? My speedometer stopped working, but I think I know what it is. I got to put I had to use like a GM Speedo cable, and it doesn't screw on the end, so it's a push style, which works, but doesn't have anything to hold it in, so I have to find a way to hold that cable in because I don't have any here. What else did we have? Hood?
Fuel gauge was dancing a bit.
No,
or
that
something?
one was good now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when we parked and all of a sudden, I think
that's
it
right.
popped loose or whatever.
Yeah.
I think other than that, it's actually been good. Already chipped out the paint a whole bunch, so
Yeah.
we kind of got that out of the way. And it's sure more to happen yet. I think when we went for lunch there, we dragged the bumper through the parking lot. So
that drove me nuts.
We got that out of the way.
Oh my gosh.
My hood's like chipped the paint and stuff up in the front, so whatever. It's official. And we just drive it. Like, yeah. We have a lot of dirt roads here to get to any highways, so it's kind of, you live with what it is. So.
I think she was on more gravel today than pavement for sure, by far.
But it's, we just looked at the pictures, so I got to remember to put them up, and I'm going to insert them
somewhere. Here. Yes.
Yeah.
You started working on this truck initially in 2014.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years in the making. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's see if they come up. I'll just See, when I first did it, I don't even know what the truck was originally, but I'll put the pictures up top, but it was like,
I'm just getting a
that's
little
when I
bit
had
of
it
an
in-
idea here.
when I had it in the old shop. So
Oh, yeah.
we'll do a little reminisce when I was there. Then I guess I just burned out on it or didn't like it. Whatever. I'm not sure what the deal was.
I think you got distracted by something else and you
I
just
don't know.
kind
I was
of
building
set
a
it
lot
aside.
of things back then.
Yeah,
Because that's
yeah.
around the time I built my T. Or my Roadster. No, my Roadster was longer
My
than that.
Merc was done already.
Yeah, so my Roadster was done.
Were
So it
you
was-
the Cranbrook maybe?
I think it was my T.
Okay.
Because we tried to do the math on that, and I think that was 10 years, my tall T. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy. Everything turned out really good. Like,
Really, really good.
I think I showed you folks all the interior, all that stuff. So kind of did a little bit of droney stuff.
We did.
But she's-
Pablo hasn't had his first official
No.
ride in the done truck. That's later today or maybe tomorrow morning. He's like dying to go for a rip.
Well, the sun came out. Maybe we can pull the top off, eh, bud, and go for a
Love
cruise.
the sill plates. They turned out so good.
Yeah, I'm happy. Oh, yeah, that thing. That stupid stainless keeps popping on the other side, so I'm going to glue that bugger down so
Okay.
it doesn't. I guess that was it. That's not too bad for a first shake.
No, I mean,
I
we
mean,
had
we
to
haven't got major miles on it, but
had
it's
to pull
not.
over a few times to like re-close the hood.
The truck is not done yet. There's a few little things. I got to make a glove box. I have that badging for the front I got to do, but I'm
Yeah.
working on the cast, like getting that sand and do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do have one little idea. I guess it's a sneak peek. I don't know. I'm toying with the idea of this. This is what I started. This is a little too big. I'm going to go smaller. So it's the mirror, the GMC. I don't really like how big it is, so I'm probably going to drop it down in size.
Maybe a little bit smaller. Just
Yeah, I want to
slightly.
get it about there, about the same size as that one, but that's the idea I have to run cast and do the crest for the front.
Awesome.
So this is like I printed, had a buddy do the drawing for me, and then I printed it, but my printer's not big enough, so it's in three
in
pieces, and
stages, yeah.
I've glued it together.
Yeah.
And then I'd have to body work it, and then we'll try to do a little sand casting, right?
Right.
You think everything's a treat?
Is that for me?
Eh? Anyways, I think that is where we are at. Like, this thing's officially done. We just started driving the beans out of it. Oh, right, we got to do that one air ride. There's one valve on the driver's rear kind of keeps going. I got to have to take that manifold apart and see what O-ring, or there's got to be a ring or something that leaks in
Yeah.
there. But so far, so good. I know this winter we'll have to do a few things. I noticed it poof a little, like a little puff, so I'm sure I got to do some valve stem seals and some things like that. But it runs great. It drives great. Like, it drives phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
It's comfortable.
Very
just gotta
comfy
do-
road trip car.
We'll do some cruise control and a few things, and this thing will be ready to rock.
Yep.
Anyways, I think that's where we're at, right, bud? Other than you want to go for a rip, I'm sure of that. Anyways, I think that's where we're going to leave this one. And I guess the next video we'll kind of go around. We'll give you an idea of what's going on around our place here. What we're doing, what are the plans, what's next. The coupe will be coming in.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll be exactly the very next project, because I do want to play for the next month or two, just take a break from
Yep.
major surgery. I have
Yeah.
to do some work for a friend of mine on play with his truck a little bit.
Oh,
And,
that's right. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, hey,
Yeah.
I want to
We're done.
thank you folks for sticking around through this whole project. But yeah, as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks a lot, folks. We really appreciate it.
You want some of that?
Bumpers.
You want some of that?